What's up guys, my name is Blake Moore, welcome to More Finance Reacts, and today the video that I'm going to be reacting to is from a guy. His channel is called More Finance. I don't know, seems like a weird dude, so I'm going to see what he has to say. This is his first tips and tricks video that he put out. He put it out December 17th, 2020, and the title of the video is Doordash Driver Tips and Tricks to Make $800 per Week. So we're going to see if these tricks still apply and if his tricks are any good, because I have a feeling he's just going to be completely wrong on everything, but we'll see. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button for me and also hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. And I say we go ahead and just hit the like button on this video. I mean, it's just a common courtesy thing to do. And now let's get into the video.
What's up guys, my name is Blake Moore and welcome to More Finance, where we talk all things stock market, real estate, money making strategies, and money saving strategies. Hence the name More Finance. So for
starting off, what is that intro? Let's just be honest. Like, what is that intro? And second of all, what is that audio? The audio quality on this is just terrible.
For some reason, my Doordash content seems to completely obliterate my other content in views and watch time, so I guess that means you guys must enjoy it. So because of that, I decided to make this video all about the best tips and tricks that I personally have learned over the past 2 years of door dashing that'll help you make $800 a week for only working a normal 40 hours. So once you guys tap that like button and completely destroy the subscribe button, we can get started with the video. See, a lot of you guys didn't do it. That's why
Okay, who didn't do it out there? Come on, guys. Who didn't do that? Now we have to sit through more of this guy just blabbering on. Like, come on. Who didn't hit the like and subscribe buttons?
Video hasn't started yet. So let's try this again. Tap like button, destroy. Now the first and I think the most important tip that I can possibly give you is to make sure you go out and get a car with good gas mileage. And no, this doesn't mean you have to go out and buy a brand new car with 43 miles per gallon or go buy a Tesla so you don't even have to worry about paying for gas. Except that is a good idea now that I think about it. But I assume most of you guys don't have an extra $35,000 lying around to go buy a brand new Tesla Model 3. I'm talking just like a simple car that gets about 25 to 28 miles per gallon, and just go with that. Now take the car I drive for example. It's a 2006 yellow Nissan Sentra that gets about 28 miles per gallon for city miles and 35 miles per gallon on the freeway.
So yes guys, that is the car I used to drive. I now drive my Mercedes because I had to give that car to my little sister because it was the car my parents had gotten me, and so I went out and I got a Mercedes, which actually gets better gas mileage on its eco mode than that Nissan Sentra did. So just a fun little fact. And I agree with tip number one. Getting a car with good gas mileage can definitely help you make $800 a week. So far so good.
And these cars are super cheap. I would highly recommend them. You can get them for as little as $3,000 if they have around like 150,000 miles on them. And they go up all the way to like $5,000 if you want to lower the mileage and have them only have like 80,000 miles on them. Now, there are other cars out there that you can get for about this cheap with this good a gas mileage. And if you already have one of those, great, you're one step ahead. Now on to tip number two. Tip number two is make sure you drive to hot spots. Now, this took me about a year and a half to discover, but once I did, my hourly wage went from $14 all the way up to $19 an hour. What I used to do when I would start my dash is I would just click Start Dash, I would go through and check everything off, and then I would get started, and I would just wait at my house until I got an order. Like, wait there. Sometimes it would be like a half hour, and I'd just get no orders. But once I realized that I should actually be driving to a hotspot, the second I started that, I immediately would get orders. So I would start the dash at my house, then drive to the hotspot. And the second I get to the hotspot, boom, an order.
I definitely agree with this still. I believe that it's a best practice to go to hotspots. A lot of people out there don't agree with me, and that's okay. But I personally have found out that the hotspots in my area are the best areas to go to, so that's just where I go. I really would not recommend it at all to stay at your house and just wait for orders, because unless you live like right around good restaurants, then you're probably not going to get the best of orders. Like, that's just what I came to find out, and so I still agree with them.
Doing this, it helps you save a lot of time on just waiting for orders, and it helps you get going right off the bat so that you can make more per hour. Now, this also applies to when I was already out and about dashing. When I would get an order, I would immediately just start driving back to my house because I thought, well, if I'm not getting any orders, I might as well just chill at my house. But no, please don't do this, guys. It's such a terrible idea. I wasted so much time and money driving back to my house and waiting for orders. Sometimes I'd sit there like 10 or 15 minutes just not getting any orders. Now what I do is the second I get done with an order, I drive immediately to the nearest hotspot. This helps you keep getting orders consistently over your entire shift so that you're not wasting time sitting around like I was for the past year and a half until I discovered this. So please do this. Now, tip number 3 is kind of a two-part tip, and that would be to not take breaks and to eat while you dash. Now, let me explain this. So what I've learned over the past 2 years is that you make a lot more money working 8 hours straight than if you were to break that up into 2 4-hour periods. Now, let me explain.
I agree with that. So what I've found is that the more breaks you take and the more you split up your shift, the more hours you're going to have to work, if that makes sense. Now, I think it's smart to be selective with when you're going out, like lunch and then dinner or something like that. But the time you're spending driving back to your house and then driving out again, it does waste time. So I think that's pretty much what I'm trying to explain with this tip. And so I do agree with that. And to just eat while you drive, it saves time. And if you can do it, I highly recommend it. If you have to park somewhere and eat, then that's fine too. But I like to eat while I drive, so.
What I mean by eating while you dash. What I mean by this is don't take a break just to eat lunch or dinner or something. What I've learned is that the best strategy to optimize the amount of money you make while you're working is to just eat at one of the places you dash to. So let's say I get an order for Chick-fil-A and it's right around lunchtime. Then what I'll do is I'll just order something from Chick-fil-A at the same time I'm picking up the order, and then when I drop off the order, I just sit in the car and eat real quick. Or I'll even eat it on the way to drop off the order, and this just saves a whole lot of time. It even saves money if you think about it, because it'll take you a whole lot longer to drop off the order than drive all the way home, make yourself food, eat it, and then drive back to a hotspot. When you could just order food from where you're at, it costs about, I don't know, $5 to $8, and you'll way more than make up for that in the time that you're saving by doing this. Now, tip number 4 is don't accept orders that are above the mileage that you're driving. So let me give you guys an example. If you were to get an order that was paying you $6, but you had to drive 11 miles in order to drop off that order, then it's just not worth it. Always make sure that the order total is either at or above the mileage that you're driving. Trust me, this happens so much where you get an order that's only worth like $5 and you have to drive 8 miles just to deliver it. Just trust me, guys, it's not worth it. But the only time I would say that it can be worth it is if an order's around like $12 or more. So I'll get these orders that are around like $12 to $13.
Oh, Blake, what a young Padawan. If I say that I would accept this order, then my views have definitely changed. But back then, it honestly was slower. This was like almost a year ago. And I'm not even kidding you guys. It was so much slower in my area. Like, it was hard to hit over $18 an hour. Now, it's like $18 an hour is the very minimum that I make. So maybe it was because I was accepting orders like this. I don't know. Maybe that's why I had a hard time making money. But yeah, I think I'm about to say that I'd accept this order.
Sometimes even like $16. And so take a $16 order, and if I have to drive 18 miles for that, then I'll do it. Because if I can get that $16 order done in like 40 minutes, even if it takes me 45, 50 minutes, then I'm still on track for my $20 an hour. Just make sure that if it's a small order and it's making you drive a lot of miles, just don't do it. Trust me, this is the best way you can maximize the amount of money you can make. Now, tip number 5 kind of goes along with that last tip, but tip number 5 is do not, I repeat, do not ever accept orders below $4. There is no way it is worth your time, even if...
I agree with that. Don't ever accept orders below $4.
You only have to drive half a mile and your order is $3, don't do it. Because by the time you drive to the place and you have to wait there, I guarantee 10 minutes just for them to make the order and then actually get the order and drive to the place, you're at like 12 to 15 minutes. And at this pace, you would make about $12 an hour. So just don't do it. Don't accept anything under $4. And by doing this, you'll definitely be able to make more money. Another thing with orders under $4 is that this means that the customer did not tip. Let me repeat that. Anything under $4, the customer did not tip you. So screw them. Do not accept that order. If the customer is not willing to tip their delivery driver, they don't deserve to use the service. Just my opinion, but I really think that it's just an insult to anyone who works in delivery driving, that if the customer doesn't tip you, it's just a big slap in the face, and it just makes it not worth your time. If they're too lazy to get off their fat butts and actually go pick up their food, and they're actually ordering through a service to have their food brought to them, they are obligated to tip you. So if it's under $4, just immediately decline. Rule of thumb, just boom, done. Now, by doing all these things that I just said, I've been able to make an easy $848 for just working about 44 hours a week. And trust me, guys, 44 hours doing Doordash instead of 44 hours at another job is a huge difference. 44 hours door dashing literally does not feel like work. You get to just chill, listen to music, listen to audiobooks, listen to YouTube videos, work on something else while you're waiting for orders. It just doesn't feel like work to me. So I think it's way easier to work more hours doing this than it would be at a normal job. Just from door dashing, I've been able to finish audiobooks like The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Think and Grow Rich, Crushing It by Gary Vee, and also The One Thing. And these are all great books in my opinion. I highly recommend them. They're great uplifting books and motivating books. And so this is just another tip to make sure you bring either music to listen to, have audiobooks ready, or just browse the internet and look for random stuff to listen to. Podcasts are another great thing. So by doing this, it just makes the time fly by and it doesn't even feel like work. Well, guys, there you have it. My DoorDash tips and tricks to make $800 a week.
Well, guys, there we have it. I agree with that last tip. I mean, I guess it wasn't really a tip, but to bring something to listen to because it makes the time go by quicker and it makes it more enjoyable. Overall, I think all those tips still apply and they're fairly generic tips. I think that's why it's honestly a decent video. I mean, the editing could be a little bit better and whatnot, but I was just starting out on YouTube, so it makes sense. But I think the information in the video still holds up pretty well. Leave your comments down below if you believe that information still holds up pretty well. I think the one I'm going to get pushback on is the dollar per mile, but that's a good generic rule of thumb in my opinion. It works in any market. So I think it's really the only tip you can give when it comes to dollar per mile ratio. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button for me and also hit that subscribe button if you want to be entered into the giveaway that I'm doing for my first 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I'm giving away $100. And also if we get this channel to 1,000 subscribers by October 1st, then I'm letting you guys control my main channel, More Finance, for an entire week. You guys will get to decide what videos I make over there. So if you want to be a part of either one of those, make sure you subscribe. And as you guys know, you're the best subscribers in the entire world. And I'll see you guys next time.